Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'll give some shouts out to the early birds, starting with Connie Hodge. What's up, Connie? Serena Santiago. What's up, Serena? Demetrius Russo. That's Russo, not Saw. Lisa Duffy. What up? OG man. Corey Irving. Love Chops 65. Linda Martinez. Tabell. Maylene Long. What up? PJ Wade. Set the soundtrack. Set the soundtrack. Yes. Jonathan Yorker. Mike L. Rob L. Lattimore. What it do? Nick. Amanda Brooks. Quincy Gibson. Nashville, Tennessee in the building. Amanda out of St. Louis. I was just chopping it up with a homie yesterday from St. Louis. We went to an event that was being hosted by Cool Mo D. What y'all know about Cool Mo D? Mohanda Deweese. What y'all know about Mohanda Deweese? Pure Michigan. DDG, what up? Shot caller 27. All right, fam, going in. Y'all know how we do, fam, in these moments. We pretty much just get together and fellowship and reminisce, right? Go down memory lane. You know, Miss Voletta was a nice woman, you know, very kind woman, a regal woman, if you will. Very respectful and respected. One of the, you can really call her like one of the mothers of hip hop, right? You know, along with Afeni Shakur, you know, Tupac's mother, because of their son's deaths, you know, they was catapulted into the mainstream. And we got really familiar with them, and you know, they became, you know, beloved figures in hip hop and in society in general. And so we salute Afena. She you know, passed also. So I think this one kind of caught a lot of people off guard because we didn't know she was in hospice. They say that she died from natural causes. I don't know how you die from natural causes at 72 years old. 72 is young. I know some of you youngsters think that's ancient, but 72 is really still young. That's, you know, you're up there, but you ain't quite, you know, I consider old, you know, when I start thinking about old, I really think about like, you know, maybe the 80s, you know, like late 70s, you know, late 70s, 80s. That's what I start thinking old. And also it has a lot to do with your health, you know, what kind of condition you in, you know, like a person in their late 70s that's healthy, that's fit, that's mobile, you know, that has agility. I don't necessarily look at those people as old. I think also a lot of times when you start considering yourself old, I know people that's in their 30s and they call themselves old. I'm old. Some people in their 40s and 50s, they go, I'm old. I'm old. And then they start acting old. You know, they don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to do anything new. They don't want to pursue any goals. They just kind of fall into a routine. And if you're in your, you know, especially if you're in your 40s or 50s, man, it ain't over. I'm letting you know right now, it ain't over. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Regardless of what I've done so far, I'm truly just getting started. I'm just getting started. So let me put a pic up of Miss Wallace. Here's a pic of her and Biggie. They appeared to be like really tight, you know. It was just them growing up. I think. Or did Biggie have a sister? I think he had a sister. But in any event, they were close. So here's the backstory on the notorious B.I.G. mother, Miss Voletta Wallace, who died today at the age of 72. They say that she died this morning in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. This is according to the Monroe County coroner, Thomas Yanak. She was in hospice care, and the cause of death is natural causes. Voletta carried on Biggie's legacy after his tragic death, overseeing his estate and helping pass down his wealth to his family, including his daughter, Tiana Wallace. That wouldn't be Ty, that's Tiana Wallace. And, you know, she did a pretty good job running things. Biggie's estate was estimated to be worth about $10 million when he died, and since has ballooned to a now estimated $160 million. That's how you do it, mama. Hold on. Let me give proper salute. Biggie's estate was estimated to be worth $10 million when he died. After he died and mama took over, his estimated worth climbed to over $160 million. And that's after or while also taking care of other family members, making sure that they got their share of whatever was coming to them. I ain't got no problem with that. Too often, family members, especially parents, will run through their kids' money, especially when you talk about child actors and, you know, even athletes. Some athletes, even though athletes typically control their own money, they find themselves shelling out, you know, hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, to family and friends. And a lot of times their parents look at them as a meal ticket. And so the parents oftentimes become leeches. You look at all of these Hollywood stars throughout the years who have attained like just massive wealth, and their parents just ran right through their money. And then when they become grown, people start calling them crazy because, they start self-medicating, or they start doing drugs or alcohol, and they're tripping, and people put it all on them, but they trying to figure out some kind of way to cope with the fact that they did all that work. They put in all that work and all of that sacrifice, lost their childhood, and made all those sacrifices, and mama and daddy just ran through their money, and now they don't have anything, and they can't get a job because they've been typecast. This happens more frequently than you can ever imagine. So Mama Wallace did the right thing. She absolutely did the right thing by Biggie. And that is worth saluting. That is worth saluting. Let me get back on point. Voletta celebrated when her son was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and her Instagram account was mostly dedicated to his achievements. She posted about his foundation, his streaming numbers, tribute concerts, and pop culture references. When Biggie's biopic, Notorious, premiered in 2009, Voletta explained why it was important to tell his story on the big screen. B.I.G., real name Christopher Wallace, was gunned down in LA back in 1997 following the shooting of Tupac Shakur. Voletta was 72 years old. So Big was gunned down in 97. His mother outlived him by 28 years. Wow. Yeah, that's wild. But Mama was about that business. Mama was about her business. Did you hear what I said, fam, when I talked about the IG account? What she used that IG account for? She posted mostly about his foundation, his streaming numbers, tribute concerts, and pop culture references. She wasn't on IG posting pictures of herself, trying to show off her body, posting thirst traps. I know she's 72 years old. Some of y'all saying, well, she was 72 years old. She can, no, it's women on social media right now, 72 years old, posting thirst traps. Those likes and followers tend to go to people's heads, that attention. And, every day they popping up. Hey, y'all, look at me. Hey, y'all. She kept it about Biggie the entire time. The travesty of Voletta's death is that she never got justice for her son's death. She never got justice. And I'm going to tell you something, family. In life, there are a few things that you just can't let go. And justice denied is one of them. Her son, one of the biggest stars in the world, who transcended hip hop, was gunned down in the streets, witnesses, and they never punished his killer. There was no arrest for his killer. There was no punishment for his killer. Justice denied is one of the greatest tragedies known to mankind and womankind and childrenkind. Just made up a word, y'all. If you're just not joining, we're doing a viral memorial, so to speak, of Voletta Wallace, one of our hip hop mothers, paying tribute, paying homage. Going down memory lane. Miss Voletta died, Miss Voletta Wallace, she died this morning in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. This is according to Monroe County Coroner Thomas Yannick. We're told that she was in hospice care and the cause of her death is natural causes. Voletta carried on Biggie's legacy after his tragic death, overseeing his estate and helping pass down his wealth to his family, including his daughter, Tiana Wallace. She oversaw his estate and helped pass down his wealth. You heard that, fam? Pass the wealth down. Not give the wealth away. Not blow it on cars and homes and jewelry. Look at me, look at me. She passed the wealth down to family. And he still got $160 million net worth. So she did a hell of a job. Biggie's estate was worth an estimated $10 million when he died. And since it has ballooned to a now estimated $160 million, hopefully that estate continues to be in good hands. And she's made some wise decisions in the past regarding Biggie's finances and his estate. So hopefully she has appointed someone in death. Hopefully, it was in a trust or will or something that the new executor of his estate is someone that she absolutely trusts, and not only that she trusts, but actually will carry out her vision and mission for Biggie's legacy, because that's really what it's about. Sometimes you can get these estate executors and they'll go totally against something that you wanted. For example, O.J. Simpson's executor. O.J. Simpson did not want to pay the Goldmans one red cent. Since his death, his executor has been trying to get money from the estate sale, from items in the estate. He's trying to sell items in the estate to get the Goldman some money. At least that's what he said. I suspect he'll try to get some of that money for himself. Rightfully so. He is the executor of the state. He's putting in work. He he's tasked with earning money for the estate. So he deserves to be compensated for his efforts, his work. But at the same time, you got those people who have, their own interest. They put their interest before the interest of the estate and the legacy of the person. So I'm gonna run some things by y'all about Miss Voletta Wallace. These are some facts that you should know. Voletta said that she has a very good idea who killed her son. So while the police never brought Biggie's killer to justice, or killers to justice, Voletta said that she had a pretty good idea who killed her son. But remember, fam, she never got justice. Biggie Smalls' murder remains unsolved 28 years after he was shot and killed. Miss Wallace also said she thinks the LAPD knows who the killer is, but a conspiracy is keeping the case from ever being closed. So she believes, the LAPD? No way. The LAPD involved in a conspiracy, a murder conspiracy? No way. Not the LAPD. The LAPD is a good police department. They're one of the best. They look out for the people. They don't plant dope and beat up people and shoot people unnecessarily. They uphold the law. This is the LAPD you're talking about. These are honest guys. Wait a minute. Were they honest before or after they beat up Rodney King on video? Anyway, fam, moving on. So Miss Wallace was really upset about the fact that the LAPD had done their investigation, but they refused to move forward. She didn't understand why they hadn't arrested the people who was involved in Biggie's death. She said it seemed like one giant conspiracy, and someone is definitely being protected somewhere down the line. She said that there's no closure for me until the murderer is behind bars and sentenced. Miss Wallace was born in Jamaica, and she worked as a preschool teacher during Biggie's childhood. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah. So Biggie, all that wit that Biggie got is directly connected to his mother, who was an educator. So Miss Wallace was born in Jamaica in 1953. Biggie's father, George, was a Jamaican welder. He left the family when Biggie was about 2 years old. In 2005, Voletta penned a memoir titled Biggie. Voletta Wallace remembers her son, Christopher Wallace, aka Notorious B.I.G. Speaking to NPR about the book, Voletta said, "He has touched so many people and so many people loved him and, still do. That cannot take my pain away. What I am feeling inside is like 100 pounds of lead weighing down on my chest. It's very cold and it's very heavy, and I am so dying to get rid of it. But it's not something you can get rid of because that was my son. He was my baby. I am a mother, and I will always be a mother. Miss Wallace herself had a net worth of over $40 million just a few years ago. I don't have an update on her net worth today. That's pretty good. She managed to make herself a multimillionaire while also increasing her son's estate net worth after his death. Yeah. Miss Wallace founded the Christopher Wallace Memorial Foundation, which serves as a vehicle for giving back to the community. When it comes to making decisions about her son's estate, Voletta tells Billboard.com, if I see something that's going to belittle his integrity or his memory, I won't do it. It has to be with the principles, morality, and honesty. So with that, she and her team planned a number of projects, including a documentary and a companion album featuring duets, remixes, and unreleased verses. She produced Notorious and came to the set almost daily. Voletta served as a producer on the film Notorious and went to the set every day but one. Speaking with ABC News on the night before the movie's release, Voletta said, about 6 years ago, the final script was done. It was not an easy process. It was an artist's one, finding the right people, finding Fox Searchlight. It was tough to find people to believe in the project. Searchlight believed in us. She explains that in casting her son, she was looking for someone who was right in both stature and personality. Once Jamal Willard came into the room, Voletta said, there were so many up and coming rap artists with the same bio. Looking at his picture, I didn't think he was right. But the first day I actually met him, he came in for an audition. He walked in with the Biggie attitude. He was dressed the part. He knew his lines. He was very sure of himself. When he was leaving, I said to myself, that's my son. Diddy also served as a producer on the film, along with Biggie's former managers, Wayne Barrow and Mark Pitts. She had a close relationship with Tupac's mom. In the same interview with ABC News, Voletta revealed that she was close to Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mom. She says that days after Biggie's death, she reached out to Afeni. Today, to this moment, we have a wonderful relationship. We talk, we compliment each other, we bless each other. The relationship is as smooth as a baby's bottom. And here's something else I bet y'all didn't know. Tupac Shakur was born Lassane Parish Crooks. Did y'all know that? Tupac, of course, was shot September 7, 1996. His murder remains officially unsolved. I see you, Robin Parker. Yeah, 72 would have been ancient, 30 years ago. 30 years, 35, 40 years ago, 72 would have been considered ancient. But today, 72 is considered young. Man, I'll be looking at these pictures of these people who are at the gym. These people are in their 60s and 70s, a few 80s, working out, moving, enjoying life, going on excursions. I mean, these people, it's a lot of these people in their 60s and 70s that are running circles around these youngsters. You look around these youngsters, they got their bellies out, look like they got a watermelon in their belly. Like, how you 18 years old with a pot belly? 18. These youngsters got a lot of these youngsters got bellies like they got 10 children. Like they married, been working at the same job for 25 years. They ain't even 25 years old. How you got the older people? How do you have the people in their 50s and 60s looking more healthy than people who are in their teens and 20s? Mike Dan, what's up? Zaire, what's up? Lisa Hickman. Yeah, eating that junk food, eating that fast food. In fact, if fast food was bad when we were growing up, imagine what it's like now. They every day they come up with some type of new chemical to put into the food to make it last longer, to make it look like it's bigger. To make the color, to make it look like it's still fresh. They color it to make it look like it's still fresh. They put an carbon monoxide in the food, all kinds of chemicals. Hell, half the food that's sold now ain't really food. It's manufactured stuff. I mean, like a lot of the stuff that are on the food shelves, that are on these shelves at the stores, are not even real food. For those who don't know, Miss Wallace died reportedly of natural causes. Personally, I don't see how a person 72 years old could die of natural causes. Your body has parts, vital parts, that are designed to break down much later than 72 years old. I'm talking about those vital organs. When your body breaks down of vital organs, that's natural. Well, if you're eating poisoned foods, then that's not natural. That means she was poisoned. If she died because of the food she was eating and it was poisoning her, then she didn't die of natural causes. She died of poisoning, food poisoning, which is homicide. In fact, now that I think about it, every single U.S. citizen who dies as a result of the food that they're eating, if you can find a way to prove that they slid some type of ingredients in that food that wasn't supposed to be in there, or they perhaps sometimes you can even if they do put the ingredients on the packaging, if you can prove that they tried purposely to hide the details, to hide those ingredients, make it so small that a reasonable person wouldn't be able to read it, maybe they put it inside the cap or around the cap, put it in a place where ingredients normally are not at, man, you could probably like get paid. These food companies, all of these guys should go to prison, including the people who allowed them to get away with it. All these people that work at the FDA, they should all go to prison because they're not looking out for us. Miss Wallace always struck me as a like a regal woman. Like just she's like that woman that just like exudes womanhood, like carries herself with respect, class, respect, class, beauty, honor, sophistication. Like she got all of that. She had all of that. Every time I saw her, I was always impressed, by how she carried herself. It's a few women that move like that I know that are like really notable women. I think of Betty Wright. Betty Wright was like that. I knew I had a personal relationship with Betty Wright, so I knew her, and she was a wonderful, wonderful woman. Very classy, very classy. Regal, respectful. A woman of integrity. And Betty Wright was always trying to school the young girls, but she would do it with love. She didn't never try to come across like she was better than somebody. She would just teach. And she just had a way of expressing herself where when she spoke, you knew it was with love. So Wikipedia, let's see what Wikipedia is saying about Miss Wallace. So don't look like Wikipedia have a page on her. That's interesting. So Variety is saying she was 78. Variety says she's 78. So had Biggie been alive, Biggie would be 52. So most of the reports that I'm seeing list her age at 72. TMZ got her at 78. It looks like they must have updated it because it was 72. Yeah, it looks like TMZ updated her death. I'm surprised she don't have a Wikipedia page though. In the wake of Biggie's, typically you don't get a Wikipedia page just because you're the parent of a superstar. But after Biggie's death, Miss Wallace carved out, a legacy of her own that was newsworthy. Between all of those documentaries and films and music projects and art projects, all of that stuff was newsworthy. So she absolutely should have had her own Wikipedia page, but I don't see it. In any event, you can't believe everything you see on Wikipedia anyway, though. Although a lot of people use Wikipedia to source out information, Wikipedia is not completely reliable. Miss Jazzy is in the building. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Mystic Mortal, Rock Steady, DeAndre Bell, Frederick Smith, Truth Seeker, Sub Mike Dan, Vanessa Dora Hill, Ben Davis, Letitia Romas, That's a good point. Rob said when Biggie decided to sell drugs, you can tell Miss Wallace stayed on his A about that decision. She absolutely did. It's like, you're not going to be selling no drugs in my house. She did what every parent should do. Like, because she knew what come with that lifestyle. I interviewed Kumo D. Kumo D, that interview is coming out, I think, Monday. Yeah, Monday. The Kumo D interview drops Monday. And Kumo D had a lot to say about drug dealers. They ain't gonna like that. Yeah, he had a lot to say about drug dealers and the people who support him. So y'all can catch that interview on Willie D Live Conversations channel on YouTube. It's the Willie D Live Conversations channel on YouTube, not the main channel. That's what we're on right now, the main channel. We're actually on the main channel and on Facebook. So we're simulcasting on Facebook and the main Willie D Live channel on YouTube. If you're following, if you're not following, follow me on Willie D Live YouTube and Willie D Live Conversations YouTube. There's a link in the description to do so. Also on Facebook, I am Willie D Official. Pure Michigan. Appreciate that. Lonald McDonald. Sandra D. What's up, Sandra? Roscoe Hammond. You know what helps them kids be set more than anything? I'm sure what Voletta did was she didn't just give them money. She structured payments I'm sure she put that money in. That money is in a trust. That estate is in a trust. And what you do, you direct the trust to do certain things like invest in, and whatever, right? To take out insurance policies automatically when each child is born or whatever. If you do it right and you got that kind of money to work with, you can make sure that no generation from your direct bloodline, no person from your direct bloodline will ever really want for money. They can be a dope fiend. They wouldn't be able to smoke away their money, because that money they'd never get all the money at once. The money would just come once a month, or however you direct it to come, once a week, once a month, for life. So they want to smoke up all the money, drink up all the money, spend all the money on clothes or cars, whatever. They can only spend what they get per week or per month. They want to go right back and go do it all over again, they can do that. If they want to live in the ghetto, they can do that by choice. So mama took a bad situation and made good. That's really how you look at it. She turned, she turned a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? She took a bad situation. She took a bad hand. She was dealt a bad hand. And, she played it until she made good on it. TJ Israel. Ginseng chicken soup. Jerry G. David Shelton. All right, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Miss Voletta Wallace. I don't know why I've always been doing that for 20-some years, saying Viola. But Miss Voletta Wallace, RIP. Till next time, fam, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.